Hello and welcome to this week's live timeline session. If you don't know what these are about, each week I go live, pretty much every week, I go live going through one of the sessions from the timelines from the Next Generation Clarinet method. The Next Generation Clarinet method is the method book and sort of global program that I put together. It's all online. There's the PDF method book itself that has all of the good exercises of what to do. We have these timelines that tell you sort of when to do it, what order to go through, and there's also demonstration videos and resources, including like these actually, that demonstrate me going through it to sort of show you how to do it. So you have the what, the when, the how. All you need to do is figure out your why so that you actually commit to doing it and put it into practice, and then you'll get better at playing the clarinet. So today we're going through the 15th session from the sort of intermediate timeline. Actually, this might be the 14th session because I think I did 2 weeks on one session, but in any case, we're going through this session today. Some of my favorite articulation exercises. I think this will be a really good one to share today. And this is the mastery timeline, which is sort of the intermediate level. But even as an advanced player, I've been getting a lot out of the intermediate level. So this has been very good. Awesome. So we start off with some Christmas tree long tones, going for great sound quality, great connections through everything. And I think today I'm going to mix it up a little. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it just as written. Next week, probably I'll do it starting on a different note than how it's written, but for now, as written. That was actually perfect timing for today for the long tones. Notice that I did a lot of them over again to really make sure that the transitions were really good. The C to F sharp in particular today, I was having a heck of a time getting my fingers to coordinate perfectly. So whatever it takes to get the quality that you want, that's what's important on every single one of these exercises, is the quality of it. I was using Modacity. Oh shoot, it went away. It was from a book. In Modacity, during the timing bits, there's like little inspirational quotes, which I love. It was from, oh man, I missed who it was by, but it was a quote from a book about practicing, the power of practicing, or the practice mindset, or be better at practicing, some kind of book like that. And it was saying, if you don't find an exercise interesting, then you're not going to get anything out of it. That's kind of paraphrasing, of course, because I lost the actual quote. It refreshed. But I really like that. And I think with these long tones, the more you get into the quality and all of these simple exercises, the more interesting you can make it, the better. So I loved that quote. Moving on to technique now. We're doing our ascending scales, and I think I decided I'm just going to keep working around the circle of fourths. So last week I did F major, so I'll do B flat major and G minor this week. Oh, and I am going to do it with the metronome, because that's always good. It might be a touch fast, but let's give it a try. I'm making sure that those starts are really clean and clear. Just making sure that sound quality is really even as I'm coming down there. I'm going to do coming down one more time, actually. So really trying to get that throat tone B flat to sound as good as it can, which is tricky. I was also doing it with resonance fingerings and without resonance fingerings, trying to get it to sound as best as it can, even when I can't get to the resonance fingering to make it sound a little bit better. Also, as we're going, feel free to put any clarinet or music questions that you have into the chat, and we can chat about this as well. But I'm going to go on to G harmonic minor now. I still feel like I'm afraid of that first note. making sure that the finger coordination is perfect. Now G melodic minor. Still have a minute left, so what I think I'm going to do is try it faster. Last time I did like the major scale faster, but I want to make sure I'm doing the minor scales too, so I'm going to do the melodic minor at a faster tempo. Really making sure not to accent the starts of the groupings. And that's the time on that. That feels pretty good. So I'll go on to the articulation. This is the scale articulation, also of course with the metronome, because always with the metronome, and going for really good consistency and really good sound quality. I feel like my sound quality is maybe wavering just a little bit throughout the registers. It's not as even as it could be, so I'm going to really work on that as I'm doing the articulation as well. perfectly precise with the tongue, but actually fast enough as well. This is good practice for me. I'm remembering from last week when doing the tongue tickles that I found that things went better when my tongue stayed as close to the reed as possible, so I'm going to try that and see if that helps. Great, so that was articulation. I'm still not 100% happy with my consistency at this tempo. This is only 112, which isn't that fast for 16th notes. I can do faster for sure, but I want the quality to be there because, again, all of these exercises, it's about the quality. I find I liked the exercise that I was doing at the end, where I was doing eighth notes and then 16th notes, like 2 beats of eighths, 1 beat of 16ths, trying to get the sort of steady, consistent quality again there, and going from feeling what it feels like when it sounds really good at the slower speed to keeping it sounding really good at the faster speed, which actually ties very well into our actual session for today. So we're doing the subdivisions articulation and the short to fast articulation. So kind of what I was just doing, the eighth notes to 16ths, is exactly what these exercises are. So actually I'm glad that I'm going to be able to continue working on those. I might do some higher notes than are written because it's harder on the high notes. I feel like my low notes are going fine, but the high notes are a little bit less consistent with the response because that's kind of how high notes tend to be anyways, so I want to get comfortable with those. But let me read the sort of focus for today. So it's the subdivision articulation and the short to fast. And what I wrote for the purpose. These exercises are perfect for speeding up your tongue. Do both with the metronome to get the proper speed of subdivisions, but don't go any faster than 70 to 80 beats per minute. Make sure the air support is continuous, and in the short to fast exercise, move the tongue quickly back to the reed on the short notes and quickly off of the reed on the faster subdivisions. Don't let shortness or speed affect the quality of sound or clarity of articulation. So let me go over to page 43 and let's give that a look. 43, there we are. And with the metronome, I'm going to do it I'm gonna do it at 80 just because I was tonguing so fast, and I feel like I need to work on that sort of like edge of the comfort zone. Yeah, and this should be plenty fast. So this is the subdivisions articulation. Not bad. That actually went very smooth. I think the good warm up on the scale articulation really helped with this. Now I'm going to do it 2 octaves higher and see if I can keep the quality and the speed at that faster or higher pitch. Yeah, I feel like the quality of the articulation wasn't the same. I wasn't touching my tongue to the reed in exactly the same way every time. Yeah, even on these eighth notes, I feel like I'm doing like a da, where there's a weird accent to it, so I want to try to smooth that out. Like it was on the lower notes was good. Yeah, this is very interesting how just the subtlest change in how the tongue's touching the reed or where the tongue's touching the reed really makes a difference. And that is sort of like the edge of comfortable single tonguing, so it's good to work at this edge of comfort. And I'm going to see if I can really get control over the single tonguing at this speed without doing anything fancy. Not terrible. I'm going to go back to the 16ths and then do the 6 sextuplets and then continue on with the exercise. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see how I'm doing on time. Yeah, I'm just about halfway done with my time, but I am going to go on to the short to fast because that one's a little bit more in-depth exercise. It's the same principle, but now we're changing notes and doing it more staccato on the shorter notes. I'm just starting on this first note to get a good quality there, because I know doing very, very crisp staccato on these lower notes is tricky. And as I'm doing these staccatos, I'm trying my best to not have wah, wah kind of sound, but pa, ta. I'm going to try this an octave higher than written now to see if I can keep that good quality into a little bit higher register now. That was pretty good. Let's see how much time I have left. Oh, a good amount of time. Let me try doing it one more octave higher to see if I can do the highest notes with good quality. Oh, I want to point out one thing real quick too on that last run through. I noticed on the slower speeds, my like G sharp to A, and actually more specifically A to A flat, was not very good finger connection on the slower ones. But I was like, oh, I was just being weird, it'll be fine. But then when I started going faster, it actually caused an issue in the sound quality. So that's a perfect example of like these little quality things that if you really go for them and get them on the like easier stuff, it pays off in the harder stuff every time. A really good little change that I did, or a little adjustment, is even though it's staccato and it sounds like kind of harsh, I was lighter with my tongue, and that actually gave me more clarity by being lighter rather than too firm with the tongue. Let me try that. The timer just went off, but let me try these last few notes and see if I can get them. All right, and that is that. Whew. articulation is tricky. These were, all of the articulation exercises I did today were sort of at the upper limit of my comfort level. So it's really good for me to feel how that feels and sort of work out how I was going up there. Let's see what I should put for my reflection. First of all, I'm going to say that I did it all at like this sort of 80 beats per minute for the sextuplets, or I was only at 112, not 120 for the 16th. But I'm going to just put a metronome marking, just so I know sort of where I was at as I try to speed up. Or for next time I did this, I would probably actually want to go slower. This is sort of my fast extreme. It would be good to go into like the really comfortable tempos. This was borderline comfortable, but I think 75, 70 slower would be really good to do it and really feel comfortable on it. The quality issues at the slow speed really showed up at the fast speed. That's something worth noting. And the other thing that really, really helped was a lighter tongue, of course, always supported with good air behind it, is clearer articulation. Like when I was very precise, especially on the higher notes. I felt like, and actually I'll notice this, I'll write this down. Low notes need more tongue, sort of more surface area on the reed, whereas high notes is less surface area on the reed. So I was sort of very precise, very, just the tiniest bit of tongue touching just the tip of the reed on the high notes, whereas on the lower notes it felt more like I really had to dampen the reed to get it to completely silence the sound. But that was today's live timeline session. If you're interested in the next generation clarinet method, you can check that out in the description. There's a link to that, quickstartclarinet.com/nextgenbook, if you want to play through this timeline for yourself. I highly recommend it. It's been great for me. It's really lovely to spend that like good 15-minute session going really deep into these quality things on the simple exercises. So check that out. In the future, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, about 4 more sessions of very fundamental warm-up type exercises. And then in the next one, or after that, we're going to be getting into some of the short studies, which are really, really great practice as well. I'm looking forward to that. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week on the next live timeline session.